I've told the story a multitude of times, but just tell it one more time. Basically, one of my friends invited me to his friend's SMP, called the KINGAROO SMP. And right when I joined, I knew what I had to do. I was going to take over the server. So, a little time lapse later, I won a few wars, yada yada. Became one of the most OP people on the server, created very ancient weapons, and yeah, here we are, over 4 months later. Now that you're all caught up, let's fast forward a bit to May the 30th, when I decided that I was going to assassinate the owner of the KINGAROO SMP. I was going to assassinate KINGAROO himself. Now, I knew I wouldn't be able to do it alone. I would need some help. So within a day's time, I threw together a team consisting of a few of my friends and myself. Let me introduce them to you. First up, we have Jimmy. He's been a friend of mine since the first season of the server, so I just had to include him in on the assassination. Secondly, we have Rickwooded Flower. I knew I had to include Rickwooded in on this plan because, first of all, he's an extremely talented at finding people's bases, but secondly, he's also a very good friend of mine as well. Third up, we have Jay. I included Jay in on the assassination because he was really good with gathering resources such as iron and diamonds, but not only that, he also played a lot and was a really good teammate already. He did later, however, quit the SMP. I still don't know why, though. And then there was me, Future77, a YouTube sellout who's also an anarchist and always exposes his coordinates of his base to everybody on the SMP. Now, with this kind of team, it was going to be a cakewalk to kill KINGAROO. Or so I thought. June the 1st was the day that we formed a plan. The plan was simple. We were going to bait KINGAROO into a trap, where we would all be waiting to ambush him. But how were we going to bait him into a trap, you might be asking? Well, it was simple. One of my teammates, Rickwooded Flower, was going to convince KINGAROO to meet him somewhere so he could give KINGAROO some valuable items like diamonds and such. And after a bit of convincing, Rickwooded managed to get KINGAROO to follow him through the nether directly to the trap. Once he came through the nether portal, we all came out of the wall and started stabbing him. However, he combat logged almost immediately. You see, combat logging is one of the scummiest things you can do to someone in Minecraft, especially in our scenario. Basically, if you combat log, there's pretty much nothing somebody can do to kill you after that. They have no clue when you're going to log back on, and things such as sleep and eating and other daily things will prevent you from sitting there for hours until the person logs back in. But gladly for me, I was prepared. You see, this isn't the first time KINGAROO has logged in the midst of combat against me, so I knew the only way to kill him was to create a spawn trap. So we started thinking about many designs, and I looked back at the footage I had gotten to see exactly where he had logged out on. After around 5 hours of planning and building, we constructed what I like to call the squisher. And before anyone goes into the comments and tells me how lame and cringe of a name that is. Oh, look, all the cool names were taken, alright? Listen, they were all taken, man. But anyways, how the squisher works is it uses a simple basic mechanic in Minecraft called entity cramming to kill KINGAROO when he logs back in. You see, if there are 24 entities in a 1x1 area, then any more entities that enter the 1x1 area will be almost killed instantly. And instead of using cows or chickens, we decided to use the next best thing, minecarts. So we gathered 48 minecarts and placed 24 of them on each of the 2 blocks KINGAROO logged out on. Then we placed some lava, slapped some obsidian on top of all of it, and called it a day. However, just the next day, there was an attempt to break the spawn trap we had built. It was one of KINGAROO's teammates. But thankfully, me and my teammate Jimmy were online at the time and caught him red-handed. He also logged out. But then, just later the next day, KINGAROO got a third teammate of his to break him and his second teammate out of their spawn traps. So yeah, all of those resources, all of that time, all for nothing. And to make matters even worse, just around a week later, the SMP was reset to update to 1.17. Yes, you heard me right. Everything got reset. Back to ground zero. But luckily for me, I was able to get fully maxed out gear within just a few days. And then I was back on the mission. And just as hope was seeming to run thin, one of my teammates came in clutch and found one of KINGAROO's bases, which was over 6,000 blocks out. So we began the griefing, and just at the perfect timing, one of KINGAROO's main teammates who attempted to break him out of the spawn trap before, logged in right in front of our faces, and I didn't hesitate at all to 4-tap him with my axe. We were super excited after that kill, but as the many hours and days went by, hope was once again running slim, as we couldn't find KINGAROO's location. We tried many different things to find him, but most of them, they just didn't work. So as hope was running thin and time was not on our side, as war was nearing, I invited KINGAROO to a duel. No end crystals, no totems of undying, no potions, just a pure 1v1. So that's how I did it. That's the story of how I assassinated the owner of an SMP. And just a few things I want to say before this video ends. First of all, thank you if you made it this far in the video. Do make sure to subscribe and like if you did enjoy this video, as it really helps me out a lot. And this video was really took a long time to make, alright? But also, I just want to make a huge shout out to these guys on screen right here. These are my teammates that really helped me throughout this assassination. Oh, and just one more thing. This was just the battle. The war has yet to come.
No, they're gonna push me off. They're gonna push me off. Joke. Future, you're a dead man. You're a dead man.